What if I told you that the person everyone laughed at today could become the one everyone admires tomorrow? What if your biggest weakness could become your greatest strength? And what if success doesn't belong to the smartest, the richest, or the luckiest, but to the one who simply refuses to quit? Today's story is about a young boy whose life began with poverty, rejection, and heartbreak. Everyone believed he would fail. Even those closest to him lost hope. But one decision changed everything. Stay with me until the end because this story may change the way you look at your own life. In a small village surrounded by dusty roads and endless fields lived a boy named Adam. His family was poor. Their small house had cracked walls, a leaking roof, and barely enough food for everyone. Every morning before sunrise, Adam helped his father carry heavy sacks to the market. After hours of work, he walked several kilometers to school. His classmates wore clean uniforms. Adam wore the same faded clothes every day. His shoes were torn. Sometimes he walked barefoot. Many students laughed at him. He'll never become anything. Those words hurt him deeply. But he never replied. Instead, he silently promised himself, one day, I will prove them wrong. One afternoon, after class, his teacher called him. Ian, she said gently, I know life is difficult for you. He lowered his head. I also know that many people underestimate you. She smiled. But remember this. Your current situation is not your final destination. Those words stayed in his heart. That evening, instead of complaining about life, Ian opened his old notebook and wrote his first goal. I will change my family's future. It was a simple sentence. But it became the beginning of everything. The next morning, Adam woke up before sunrise. Not because someone forced him. Because he made a promise to himself. He created a daily routine. Wake up early, exercise, help his parents, study every day, read one new lesson, learn one new skill, sleep on time. At first, nothing changed. The house was still poor. The problems were still there. People still laughed. But something inside him was changing. His discipline was becoming stronger than his excuses. Months later, Adam took an important scholarship exam. He believed he had done well. Days later, the results arrived. He failed. His heart broke. For the first time, he questioned everything. Maybe everyone is right. Maybe success isn't for people like me. That night, he cried alone. His father quietly sat beside him. After a long silence, his father said, Son, failure is only dangerous when it makes you stop trying. Those words became another turning point. The next morning, Adam stood up again, not because he wasn't afraid, but because his dream was bigger than his fear. Instead of chasing perfection, Adam focused on becoming just 1% better every day. One extra page, one extra problem solved, one extra chapter read, one extra hour of practice. Week after week, month after month. His confidence slowly replaced his fear. His habits replaced his excuses. His discipline replaced his doubts. People still couldn't see his progress. But success was quietly being built where no one was looking. Remember this. Success rarely begins with applause. It begins with sacrifice. It begins with lonely mornings. It begins with silent struggles. And it begins with a decision that nobody else can make for you. In the next chapter, Adam faces his biggest challenge yet. A setback so painful that most people would quit forever. But what happens next changes his life forever. The following year became the most difficult period of Adam's life. His father became seriously ill. The only person who earned money for the family could no longer work. Bills began to pile up. There were days when the family had only one simple meal to share. Every evening, Adam looked at his mother trying to hide her tears. She smiled in front of her children, but when everyone slept, she quietly cried. One night Adam whispered to himself, if I give up now, my family loses hope. If I keep going, maybe one day everything will change. The next morning, before sunrise, he left home to find work. He carried boxes in a local market. He cleaned small shops. He delivered groceries on an old bicycle. Every coin he earned went directly into his mother's hands. She looked at him with tears in her eyes. My son, she said softly, you've become stronger than your age. Despite working long hours, Adam never stopped learning. He borrowed books from anyone willing to lend them. Old books, torn books, outdated books. To him, every page contained an opportunity. Whenever people rested during lunch, Adam read. Whenever others complained about life, Adam practiced. Whenever others wasted time, Adam invested it. He discovered something powerful. Knowledge is the only wealth that no one can steal. Every new lesson made him believe a little more in himself. He wasn't changing his future overnight. He was changing it one day at a time. One afternoon, an elderly businessman noticed Adam reading while waiting outside a warehouse. The man smiled. "Why are you reading instead of resting?" Adam replied, "Because my dream won't wait for me." The businessman was impressed. For several weeks, he observed Adam's honesty, discipline, and determination. Finally, he called him into his office. "I cannot give you success," the old man said, "but I can teach you how successful people think." Every evening after work, Adam spent 1 hour learning from him. He learned about discipline. He learned about saving money. He learned about communication. He learned that successful people don't make excuses. They make decisions. One lesson especially stayed with him. Your habits create your future. Adam wrote those words on the first page of his notebook. Encouraged by his mentor, Adam applied for several jobs. The first company rejected him. The second rejected him. The third never replied. The fourth laughed at his lack of experience. For a moment, doubt returned. What if they're right? Then he remembered something. Every successful person has a collection of rejections hidden behind their achievements. Instead of quitting, he improved his skills. He practiced speaking. He improved his writing. He learned basic computer skills. He became more confident every single week. He understood that rejection wasn't a stop sign. It was preparation. Months later, another company announced an internship. Hundreds of people applied. Many had better qualifications. Many came from wealthy families. Many had impressive resumes. Adam had something different: character, discipline, consistency. During the interview, the manager asked, "What makes you different?" Adam smiled and answered, "I may not know everything today, but if you give me a chance, I'll learn faster than anyone else, work harder than anyone else, and never stop improving." The room became silent. The interview ended. Days passed. Then one afternoon, his phone rang. "You've been selected." For a few seconds he couldn't speak. After ending the call, he ran home. His mother was preparing dinner. Without saying a word, he hugged her tightly. She immediately knew. Both of them cried. Not because life had become easy, but because hope had finally found its way back into their home. The internship wasn't easy. Others were smarter. Some tried to discourage him. Some made fun of his simple background. But Adam had already survived poverty. Criticism could no longer stop him. He arrived before everyone else. He left after everyone else. He asked questions. He admitted mistakes. He kept learning. Slowly, people who once ignored him began asking for his help. Respect wasn't demanded. It was earned. Remember this: life will test your patience before it rewards your effort. It will ask whether your dream is just a wish or a commitment. Many people quit because they don't see immediate results. But success grows like a tree. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. Then one day, everything changes because of the roots built beneath the surface. The same is true for your life. Every small effort you make today is building the roots of tomorrow's success. Don't stop. Your breakthrough may be much closer than you think. For the first time in his life, Adam had a stable job. His family finally had enough food. The roof of their house was repaired. His younger sister returned to school. Life was improving. Everyone around him congratulated him. But success brought a new challenge: comfort. The same boy who once woke up before sunrise now found himself tempted to sleep longer. The same boy who once studied every evening felt tired after work. One day he looked at his old notebook. On the first page were the words he had written years ago: "I will change my family's future." He smiled. Then he turned the page. There were dozens of goals still unfinished. At that moment he realized something powerful. Success isn't the finish line. It's the beginning of a greater responsibility. That evening, he restarted his daily routine. He woke up early, he exercised, he read books, he learned new skills after work. He refused to let comfort steal the future he had fought so hard to build. After 2 years of hard work, Adam decided to start a small business. He invested nearly all his savings. He believed everything would work out. For the first few months, things looked promising. Customers arrived, sales increased. He felt unstoppable. Then suddenly, a major client cancelled their contract. Expenses grew, income dropped. Within a few months, the business collapsed. Everything he had saved disappeared. Friends who once praised him disappeared too. Some people whispered, "We knew he couldn't succeed." Others laughed, "He should have stayed where he belonged." For several days, Adam locked himself inside his room. He questioned every decision, every sacrifice, every dream. One evening, his mentor visited him. Without saying a word, the old man placed a mirror in front of Adam. Confused, Adam asked, "What does this mean?" His mentor replied, "Look carefully. I see myself." "No," the mentor said. "You see the person responsible for your next chapter. You can blame luck, you can blame the economy, you can blame other people. But the only person who can rebuild your future is standing in front of that mirror." Those words struck Adam deeply. That night he didn't make excuses. He made a plan. The next morning he opened a blank notebook. At the top of the page he wrote, "Lessons I learned." He didn't write about money. He didn't write about failure. He wrote about wisdom. He listed every mistake, poor planning, trusting the wrong people, ignoring warning signs, not saving enough emergency funds. Then he made a promise. "I will never repeat these mistakes." Failure had not defeated him. It had educated him. Instead of chasing quick success, Adam focused on creating value. He helped customers honestly. He treated every client with respect. He continued learning every week. People noticed. His reputation grew. Customers recommended him to others. Months turned into years. The small business slowly became a successful company. 1 employee became 5, 5 became 20, 20 became 100. The boy who once worried about buying school books was now creating jobs for other families. Years later, Adam returned to the village where everything had begun. The dusty roads were still there. The small school was still standing. He walked into the classroom where his teacher had once encouraged him. She was older now. When she saw him, tears filled her eyes. "I always believed in you," she said. Adam smiled. "You believed in me before I believed in myself." He donated books. He repaired classrooms. He started scholarship programs for children who couldn't afford education. Because he remembered what it felt like to have nothing. True success had changed his life. Greatness was now changing the lives of others. Real success isn't measured by the size of your house. It's measured by the number of lives you improve. Money can buy comfort. Character earns respect. Discipline creates freedom. Kindness creates a legacy. Never become so successful that you forget where you came from. And never become so comfortable that you stop growing. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.